Hi everyone, thanks for joining me at my channel. Today we are celebrating Kiana's 500 subscriber YouTube hop. Please join along. The theme is, what is your craft therapy? And mine is crafting anything, but my favorite technique I'll be showing you for mass card making. First, I go through all my 6x6 pads, and I go through all my cover plate dies, then my stamps to see what I want to do. So I have this huge pile of things that I am going to use. I will be making 11 cards in this video, but I made a lot more after. I'm just showing you a few that I will be using in this video. I apologize that it's a bit long, but I hope you watch to the end so that I can get the watch hours, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. So again, I showed you what I'll be using. I'll be die cutting a bunch of cover plates. Before this, I used my A2 dies, from Waffle Flower. Sorry, I can't talk today. And I went through and did a bunch of background paper, 6x6 paper. For the herringbone or anything that has a lot of detail, I do use my metal shim, as it will cut everything off smoothly without any, I don't have to fight to get all the pieces out. I am using my Gemini Junior, and I love it because it doesn't hurt. There's nothing for me to crank manually, and it doesn't hurt my hands. So again, I'm doing all my die cutting at once. Get that out of the way. And I'm going super fast because, it's boring to watch me die cut all these things. I do have a bowl in the front that I'm putting all my pieces. And I'll just keep it there until I need it. I apologize that my work area is a mess, but that's what happens when you do a bunch of things out at once. This is my leftover 6x6 pad, and I'm cutting the hugs from the blue teal color, and I'm going to be using the kindness die in this situation, using the pink. So that's the kindness that I'm die cutting. And again, I'll be keeping that in my little blue bowl there. And this is all the cover plates that on the left, all just in white, Neenah 80-pound Classic Crest Solar White. So everything is organized after it's all cut. Just wanted to show you all the ones that I've cut out. But again, I'm only doing 11 cards in this video. I did do a lot more. My daughter used a bunch. And we are sending these to, I sewed masks. So I'm including a card for healthcare workers, postal workers, grocery workers. So I hope they enjoy it. So now I'm just going through auditioning what I want and just sticking the cover die onto the pretty background paper. I wanted it quick and easy, so this is why I used background paper. I didn't want to do any blending or anything like that. And I'm just gluing everything on, getting my background ready to actually make the cards. So once you get into an assembly line process, it goes really quick. So those are the first three. I'm using the hugs, and I did 2 in just white, 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and stacking it up. And the one on top is the one I did from the Pretty Lawn Fawn paper pad. And that will go on the candy cane looking paper. So now I'm going to be stamping awesome. And I'm having a little problem, so I'm using tape on the other side so that it won't move around. It's still kind of shifted a little bit, so it's not perfect. But it's a handmade card, so hopefully people will understand that, you know, it's not perfect. A lot of love went into making these cards. And I hope they appreciate it, because I sure appreciate them being in the front line. I'm doing all my word stamping using the VersaFine Nocturne Clear ink pad. Now I'm doing the hello. Again, I put the painter's tape in the back so it won't shift around. Getting that lined up and using my Misty, stamping it again using the Fine Nocturne. This one I'll be stamping right onto my card front, and I use that that I don't know what it's called, but it's a Creative Corner from My Sweet Petunia. I use that a lot. It's like a T-square ruler, but I use it in my Misty a lot. And this is a teeny tiny stamp. One tip is, because it's so sticky, I use my little ruler, and before you take the ruler off, pick the stamp up with the Misty cover, and that way it won't move. So that's, do that and then move the ruler and then stamp. I wanted the hugs to be a little bit, have a little halo behind it. So I cut out the I don't know what it's called, but the overlay for hugs in vellum. So it has a slight frosted look to it. And again, I'm just gluing it on. I like that color combination. So I'm putting, I think it says sending hugs or sending, I forget what it's called. Let's look. This is going so quickly, so I apologize. Again, I didn't lift up my my ruler, but go ahead and grab your stamp with the cover before you do it. I used my Versamark sticky ink pad and sending lots of hugs. Brutus Monroe Alabaster White embossing powder, and I used my Wagner heat tool. I used the Swiffer tool to get rid of the white powder, and it works really well. And I used that white powder so that the embossing powder wouldn't stick to anywhere else. And this is my favorite thin foam. It's from Darice. I do sell it in my shop. It is awesome, especially for our small sentiments, because I hate dealing with foam tape. Now I'm just cutting it so that it's perfect. I'm getting rid of any excess, because if there was, I didn't put it on perfectly. So one card done. I am using a 110-pound Neenah Solar White Classic Crest, as I always do in my card bases, and just gluing the card fronts to them. I like to use my Score Buddy or my Misty, and this way I'm pretty sure that I'm getting it squared, because it's stuck to the corner. So it's squared up. So this is my second one. You are awesome. And again, this is simple, quick cards. I needed to make a bunch of them quickly, so this is what I'm doing. And I also put something heavy on top, whatever's around, so either my phone or the Misty. So I'm using my A2 layers again from dies from Waffle Flower. I love that. I use that on almost every single card. So this is just going to say hello awesome. You can see that the awesome is slightly not stamped perfectly, but again, it's okay. I hope the recipient will still like it. And another quick card, putting the card front to my 110-pound card base with a little white border around it. These will be mailed, so they're all flat cards. So that's number 3 done. And I used the frame that was left over from the 3rd card that I made. And I'm stamping again right on top of this card. And this will say UR, stamped UR, and the cutout awesome. So it's super simple, but that would be a good masculine card. I'm also giving it to my postal workers. So I have a substitute postal worker who is male, and my regular postal worker is female. So I have one for both of them. And these are, I don't remember which die this was, but I cut it apart so that I could put it on. And it's so pretty. It looks so lacy and girly. So I used the Sending Hugs from Lawn Fawn. And it's so cheerful and yellow. And this one, I did the same thing, just cut it apart. And I used the Thinking About You sentiment from Lawn Fawn also. And because I lost the tittle of the eyes, I just used my Sakura. You'll see in a little bit. My Sakura gel pen, number 10, to dot the eyes. There it is. So I just dotted the eye. You could use, a drop, a Nouveau drop or something like that. But I just decided to use the pen. And now same thing, putting the backs onto the 110-pound Nina. I'm using it on all of them. Again, sticking it to the corner, left corner, so that I have an easier time getting the card top onto, squared up onto the card base. So 2 more cards done, lickety split. Super fast. So we've got 5 right now. I think this one is my favorite. It is raised up a little bit, but this one I can stick in a padded envelope and mail it out, so it will be fine. First, I was going to do it like this, half and half, but I didn't like it like that, so I cut it, the gray part, in half, and it'll be on the top and bottom. I cut the fun foam, the white fun foam, and I left it in there so that I could have an easier time putting my pink letters onto the fun foam. And after they're all put in, they'll just be punched out. It's so easy. This fun foam doesn't have, it's not a sticker back. So I'll just add glue and put it on my card. So there it is, all ready and punched out. The Lawn Fawn glue tube, it's so sticky and super permanent, and it dries really quick as I'm so impatient. So now I cut that gray in half. I'll stamp the kindness stamp in the middle. I'll be using Lawn Fawn Hippo stamp pad because that matches the gray really well. I'm conditioning the stamp by rubbing microfiber cloth over it because I've never used the stamp before. So you can do that. That's one way to condition it. And I did stamp it 3 times. And now I'm just adding the pink kindness on top of the gray, just so it has some dimension. And it's super easy and fast, and it makes a big impact. And I'll just glue the gray strips to the front, bottom and top. And I will also be trimming it down so that it'll be a white frame around. Because this will be a top folding card, I did bring out my big guillotine because I had to cut it So here I'm just getting rid of about a 1/4 inch on each side so that there's a white frame around it. And I had to cut it instead of using my A2 layer die cut because of the raised pink letters. And this is the one that I used for the fun foam. Oh, I have black labs and I've got black fur on everything. So I used the lint roller to try and pick up as much fur as I can. But I'm recycling and using that fun foam with the kindness that I used. No one will see it, so let's reuse and recycle. So that's all done. Now these are the fastest. I love these dies from Waffle Flower. It comes with, you could buy the stamp set that goes with it, and it's so fast. This is called Big Dots. Like I said, everything will be in the description below. And I mean, it's all you do. There's a place to stamp it. I made 2 that said "You are awesome" using this Big Dots die stamp. And the next one was the herringbone, which also has a place in the middle. And it comes, you could also get stamps for it. And this one is "The best is yet to come," because we have, better days ahead of us. I hope you all are being safe. Now I'm auditioning what background I'm going to use with each cover plate. So I like the rainbows behind the big dots. So I'm doing that. And I love, love, love these. Rainbow, if you don't know, rainbow is my jam. I live in Hawaii and we have rainbows daily, at least one double rainbow daily. So I love them in paper and I love them in the sky. So that's 2. How fast was that? This is the 3rd one. And I just used a lilac, lavender paper. And this one I'm using, I think it was a blue, like a teal blue. So 4 cards. I mean, this is sped up, but it literally only took me about 10 minutes. So here are all the cards, all 11. So I hope you enjoyed watching this crazy fast video. And I hope you go ahead and watch all the video hop honoring and congratulating Kiana on reaching 500 subscribers. Most of us are small channels, so we truly appreciate all of you subscribing and watching to the end and liking and commenting. Comment below which is your favorite. Also, she has mega giveaways, so comment and like, and hopefully you'll be a lucky winner. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Kiana, congratulations.